What's going on, all you scaredy cats out there? The Boogeymen are back tonight, and we're here to review the new movie, The Boogeyman, based on the short story from Stephen King. It stars Sophie Thatcher from Yellow Jackets and Chris Messina. The Boogeyman.
Dad, you have to listen to me.
Okay, I'm listening. Sweetheart, let me handle it.
Wait a second, are you talking about John Wick?
No, I'm talking about Uncle Steve.
The Boogeyman, one of the horror movies people have been talking about, and with their early reaction wasn't looking too good. I mean, this guy finally had the chance to check this out, being both Stephen King fans here. Written by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, that also brought us A Quiet Place, that's also quite familiar. And in this film, we have there's a trauma essentially with two daughters. Her father, Chris Messina, he's like a therapist or whatever.
Mhm.
And basically the mom dies and they start going through all this crazy stuff with this entity kind of showing up.
Scott Beck and Brian Woods are at it again doing the screenplay for this. We know them from A Quiet Place, and there's a lot of borrowing from that movie in this film, especially the creature that you see at the end. So there's a lot of familiarity there. Sophie Thatcher, hot off Yellow Jackets, really good job in the movie. She did a great job as the daughter, Chris Messina's character, going through this trauma, losing their mom, along with the young actress Vivian Lyra Blair. We last saw her on Obi-Wan. She played young Leia in that. That's where I recognize her from after looking it up. But yeah, essentially, a topic that we've seen a lot of lately in a lot of movies and shows and movies lately in the horror genre, trauma, dealing with trauma. And that's, at play here again. We see these characters dealing with that. Basically, this other character, Lester Billings, there's this other family. He comes in and sees Chris Messina's character, Will Harper, the therapist, and tells him that something really bad happened with his kids. And we find out, something really bad there. He said that there was basically a creature there, a boogeyman, you might say, that did something really evil with his family, and the patient ends up committing suicide at the Chris Messina's house, his character's house, as he's doing therapy. The kids come home and see that, and they, Sophie Thatcher's character goes on to kind of investigate what happened there with Lester Billings' family. It ends up, taking her to his house and meeting his wife. And you see a lot of weird things happening in the house, and a demonic entity that she comes across there, and is told by the mom that there was a demonic entity there, and it, basically got into their family and caused all this, crazy and spooky things to happen.
Yeah, this sets up a lot of predictable jump scares in this film. Is what this movie really goes off of to get some scares out of you. And I really wasn't scared for the most part of this movie.
No.
The jump scares you have, the closet opening and closing all fast, and then the monster under the bed. It's been done over and over again, especially the past 20 years. It felt like a movie like back in the 2000s. That's what they're trying to accomplish here. It didn't really work for me. But
Right.
You see the boogeyman, and it just looks, like a CGI monster, and it's not that. I think that they should have went the route of practical effects for this movie with that monster, the boogeyman. I thought it would have gone a lot further and probably more scary. But it just felt like a lazy way they went about this movie. And
Exactly. There wasn't a lot of horror in this. I didn't feel the tension either in this. They didn't build it up enough. And like you mentioned, with it being CGI, it takes you out of the film. I heard some buzz about this early on. I heard that it was going to go to streaming initially. It got a good crowd reaction. So they were like, yeah, let's put it into theaters. Stephen King gave it his stamp of approval, as he's done with, other ones of his works that hadn't turned out very well either. So, just going by Stephen King giving it a thumbs up, it doesn't mean it's going to be something groundbreaking or great by any means.
that means he was cashing the check at the local Chase Bank.
Yes. And, if I was in his shoes too, hey, if it's going to make me a boatload of money, I'd, give it my thumbs up too. Not to say this is a bad film, but it's something you've seen so many times before. There's nothing new here, like you mentioned. Takes, it rips off of many other movies that you've seen before. Feels a lot like Quiet Place. We've already seen the boogeyman under the bed, things under the bed, light, monsters reacting to the light, not liking the light. Yeah, we've seen all this before. time and time again. There's just nothing new here to excite me or to, really recommend this film to horror fans. There's not a lot of scares here.
It reminded me of Lights Out, The
Mm.
Conjuring, the list goes on and on. Just nothing
Yeah.
new to it. But overall, pretty disappointing and boring film. I thought Sophie
Yeah.
Thatcher did a really great job. She was probably the best part of the movie.
Mhm.
She did the best she could with what, script they gave her in the script, but everything else is pretty forgettable and a movie we don't recommend. So that being said, I'm going to give The Boogeyman a 2 out of 5. Barry Manilow hair pieces.
You said it all, my friend, and we pretty much already spoke our piece on this film. So with that being said, I am going to give The Boogeyman a 2.5 out of 5 Chris Messina hair pieces. Hey, I
Chris,
saw you on air, sport.
so I want to hear from all you wild creatures out there. What did you like about The Boogeyman? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite horror flick of the year thus far? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these wild boogeymen on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
This feels like the first kind of big disappointment in the horror genre this year that I can remember, just going off of what we've seen. We had a pretty strong start, actually, with the new Scream movie, which we both really enjoyed. Megan. What else? There's another.
There's a few others that we reviewed, but yeah, it's
yeah,
been
something
solid.
recently. Yeah, Pope's Exorcist and this, have been the two kind of bad ones. Evil Dead Rise being another strong one. So we're about 50-50 at this point. Not too bad. It could be worse. Let's hope for some more solid works coming up here in the summer months. We have some more horror coming up, and we can't wait to review that and watch that and report back to you. And hopefully the next one we'll enjoy more than we did with this one. This one was just kind of boring and forgettable, unfortunately, but can't win them all. So until the next Cinephellas horror movie review, I'm Uncle Henry Messina.
And I'm Uncle Logan Thatcher signing out until the next movie review.